Good evening. This is Crystal Grace coming to you. I am coming to you today because I have words of encouragement and I have words to make and implore as a call to action. As pastors of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, I understand that this church was born in protest against slavery, against dehumanization of African people brought to America as labor. I understand also that the African Methodist Episcopal Church rejects the negative theological interpretations which rendered persons of African descent as second-class citizens. I encourage you and I implore you to use your platform, the platform you have in regards to pro-life. I understand God has given you a mandate to speak on abortion, but I encourage you to take it a step further and speak on life beginning in the womb as well as outside the womb. Pro-life means life for all people. Ending police brutality and discrimination against Black and brown, as well as poor people. Black lives matter. Again, I encourage you to use your platform to speak out against discrimination and dehumanization of our people. Instances where Philando Castillo, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Dante Wright, and so many more whose lives have been taken inhumanely and immaturely simply because of the color of their skin. Have mercy, Lord. We're also still dealing with legislation being passed to suppress the Black vote. I have something that I want to share with you as well. In the Bible, it talks about the first and second greatest commandments, which is to first love the Lord our God with our whole heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second, to love our neighbor as ourselves. Let me give you another thing that I have written that I would love to share with you. Black people must stand in solidarity together. We must not take upon the role of our oppressors to oppress one another as our ancestors faced during their time. If we aren't becoming part of the solution, we are simply being part of the problem. Every day in society, we still face oppression, systematic racism in education, policing, healthcare, housing, in the economy, and in the workplace. Again, I will say the passing of legislation to suppress our voting rights and condemning teaching of full American history, which they call critical race theory. Oppression comes in both overt and covert ways, to include microaggressions and micro insults. It is a blessing that Juneteenth has been made into a federal holiday, but much more work still has to be done. As an old song goes, Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Pastors, I'm encouraging you. I am imploring you that we must use our platform. Use your platform that God has given you to speak beyond abortion, although abortion is important that we speak on. But take it a step further and speak on how and challenge those who still feel that it is okay to dehumanize Black people. Black lives matter. Another encouragement that I would like to speak on, and another note that I would like to speak on. Black people have internalized oppression. We have been oppressed so much that we oppress one another. We can oppress one another through different microaggressions. It can be micro insults. We discriminate against ourselves, skin tones, which should not be, because God created us how He wanted us to be. We are all beautiful, no matter what shade we are. We discriminate against skin tones. We discriminate against hair textures. This is so petty. When we discriminate against our own selves, another way that internal oppression happens is through classism. There are some Black people who are elites, who may have the title of doctor, people who may be lawyers. There may be people who are a judge, whatever your title is. There are people who are in the middle class, the poor class. It doesn't matter what class you are. We all face oppression. We all have been facing oppression. So we do not need to oppress one another. As I stated before, we need to stand in solidarity with one another. So again, I say Black lives matter. The African Methodist Episcopal Church was born in protest against slavery. It was born in protest against dehumanization of our people. We are not second-class citizens. So let's stand together. Once again, I encourage you to use your platform to go beyond speaking on abortion. All that is important. Speak out against police brutality and discrimination in various forms. Use your platform. God has given you a voice, so use it. As we have an example, Dr. Martin Luther King, John Lewis, Rosa Parks, and so many others. We have that same voice. God is the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. So we must use the voice that He has given us and not be ashamed. One more note for you. Those who are not Black, who say they stand with you, they need to be able to say Black Lives Matter. And not just say it, but also it needs to show in the words that they speak to you, and how they treat you, and how they treat other people as well. We must be firm in standing up for our people. Firm. Use your platform. Thank you. I hope that you were encouraged. And that this resonated with you. May God bless you.